Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This time we have Sharon Ann that's up for a review. She's a 2002 104 foot Destiny motor yacht. So let's get stuck in. So here's the running shot of her. Like I said, 2002 Destiny motor yacht. Now Destiny aren't that well known as some of the other sort of mass-produced boats, but that's not to say that she is any less of a boat. In fact, quite the opposite. These boats were meticulously put together. Sharon Ann in particular stands out as one of their better yachts and more detailed yachts that they produced. The hull and the superstructure is actually constructed in Italy, and then those two pieces are brought back over to Florida. Actually, here in Fort Lauderdale, they're put together, and then all of the interior package, the mechanical equipment, all of the outfitting is all done here. So let's go through some of the specifications here. 104 foot in length, 23 foot beam, 6.5 foot draft, so fairly standard. In fact, that draft is quite amazing when you consider the thickness and how reinforced this hull is, and then you put inside that all of this sort of beautiful woods and interior trim and all the heavy sort of quality goods that they have in here. It's amazing that they've kept that draft to 6.5 feet. She has two M2 4000 series as the main engines that rockets her along up to 22 knots, which is again quite something for this size boat. 4 staterooms. Now the staterooms are very large on this, particularly the master cabin is about the same size as something you would expect on a 130, 140 foot boat. It's all the way up forwards. It actually has a dual level master. The bathroom and the heads all being on a slightly lower level, which means that the actual cabin itself is a lot bigger. It also has a second master cabin or VIP suite down on the lower levels. That's perfect. On a boat that charters, you always have that sort of funny situation where you have to decide who gets the master cabin, and especially on a boat this size, where quite often you have two principal charterers. Well, they've got that base covered here with this second VIP cabin. The asking price is $4,900,000. That's actually been reduced by over $1 million over the last 6 months or so. So she's going for a great price now, especially when you consider the quality of the boat. So here, moving into the photographs. In fact, I'll bring that back down again. This is the main salon. The top right hand photograph is from aft, shooting forwards. Beautiful cream couches and cream carpets against the dark woods. You can see the ceiling panels there, all individual panels. Gives you some sort of indication of the quality here. You can see just from that shot alone, all the spacing is very straight and consistent all the way down there. Below that, that's a shot from forwards looking aft. You can see the black back sliding doors there. Off to the right hand side of that photograph is the dining room, dining table, which you see here in the top left. A nice round dining table, so it takes up less space and you can fit more people around that table. So good use of space there. A little bar here on the opposite side, which would be the starboard side. You can see that on the lower left hand photograph there. Moving over onto the right, the top, that's our on deck master cabin. Now the way they're able to have such a big on-deck master is quite often on this size boat they'll have a country kitchen, and that's what is sacrificed here for the on-deck master. So if you're looking for nice cabins, a good use of the interior space, again, like I say, large cabins for the size of the boat, then this is definitely a great choice for you. Underneath that photograph on the right hand side is the master bathroom. You can see port and starboard there's his and hers vanities with the central shower in the middle. These doors that you can see to the left and the right, they actually pull closed, and it's a nice radius sort of door there. So great quality, great looking finishes there, and you can see all the way through this the beautiful finish, the gloss finish to all the woods here. It really is a quality product that they have here. It was made so much better due to the owner who was on site building and making sure that all of these components came together. So here on the left hand side is the other two cabins. The top one is the VIP, the full berth VIP or second master cabin. Below that is the double, and then the twin, which is the fourth cabin, is up at the top on the right hand side here. Below that we have the pilot house. This is again, and same with all the three boats that we have today, these are raised pilot house style yachts, and they call it that because the pilot house is this one sort of alone room that kind of sits in between the two main levels of the boat, that being the main deck and the sun deck, and you have this sort of short raised pilot house in the center here. So that's why these boats have the name that they do. Top left, that's a shot of the main deck aft. Nice seating area, nice wide steps leading down onto the swim platform. All of the exterior lighting was replaced in the refit that they had done through 2008-2009. They had a lot of work done, and all of that work is detailed towards the end of the brochure. Remember, as always, this brochure is available for me to email it to you. You can go through all of this at your own speed, so just click on the request more info button, and I'll get this off to you right away. So on the left hand side down at the bottom, that's the sun deck. Nice bimini top that they have leading forwards there, and the sort of under counter or accent lighting that they have underneath the seats there really makes this area pop nicely. On the right hand side you can see this is again the sun deck, nice jacuzzi there, and there's another wet bar here. In fact, that's where this photograph is taken from, behind that bar. Below that into the engine room, nice sort of open and airy engine room here. They haven't skimped and saved too much on the space down here, which is nice, means everything runs so much better. It's nice laid out, it's accessible for maintenance. These engines actually had their, I think it was their W4s were done during the refit period in 08 and 09. Here, the top left, this is the Atlas system. This was a newer system that was fitted. It means it can take either 50 or 60 hertz, 120 to 240. That basically means that the boat can go between the Med and the US, taking the two different shore power connections there, and we'll still be able to power the boat. In fact, they updated the programming on this so that if the shore power fails, which it does quite often in storms in the Mediterranean especially, then the generators will start up automatically, which is a great feature. The other two photographs that we see there, some nice running shots and profile shots. And then on to the GA, or the general layout, or also called a deck plan. We'll start on the right hand side, down on the lower decks. You see there you have the full beam VIP cabin, and the other two cabins forwards of that are the twin and the double. The cabins that you can see forwards of those two, that's the crew area that you can see there. It's worth mentioning that there are, I think, 4 bulkheads that have been built into the structure on this boat, so as far as safety goes, you don't get much more safety conscious than you do on this boat. You can see the back on that same right hand layout, there's an engineer's cabin back aft there, which is great for sort of privacy and being able to service the machinery room while you're underway. Onto the main deck, we can see the main salon and that sort of open plan layout through to the dining room. The grey area that you see in the middle there, off to the port side, that's the galley, and then the sort of space in the middle, that is the pilot house, the raised pilot house. That's why that's sort of different colour there. And if you transfer over onto the left-hand layout, that same sort of area there, you can see the details of the raised pilot house there. So back to the main deck, forwards is the master cabin, and forwards of that is the master head. So you can see there both very, very large areas. Moving on to the sun deck, we have a wet bar there on the starboard side, seating on the port, jacuzzi, and then space for toy storage and sunbathing out back there. Okay, so a brief overview. I won't hold on this too long. You can either pause this or request the brochure to read through everything. Basically describes the quality of the boat that's put together, some of the features that are specific to Sharon and the safety features. Moving on to some of the specifications, so you can see it has a Crestron iPod docking station. Crestron is of course the sort of screen that you see on some of the larger yachts, so touch screen, and you can control all of the entertainment equipment. Sometimes is hooked into the lights and also the shades. I'm not sure whether that goes that far on this boat, but it does have the possibility of doing that. The master cabin details all of the entertainment system that's fitted in there, and the same with all of the other cabins here. It just runs through what's fitted in there. The wheelhouse details some of the navionics, it's called navigational electronics that are fitted in here. You can see at the top on the right hand side they have an EPIRB, which is of course part of your safety equipment for if the event that someone has to abandon ship or get into the life raft, you take this EPIRB with you, and it's basically a tracking sort of beacon. Moving through the galley, the crew quarters, onto the more sort of specifics in the mechanical. This details all the equipment that's fitted in here. I think on the next pages it details everything that was upgraded or rebuilt in the refit period. You can take a read through all of this at your own time. Here we go. So this is what I was really looking for. The upgrade, new stainless steel anchors, which is incredible for this size boat. They've redone all of the winches, deck lights, like I mentioned. All the capping rails have been varnished. New fridges, new ovens, stove tops. They fitted a second air handler to the galley. The sat nav is all new. Rewired the entertainment system. The list goes on and on and on. I did read somewhere that there was upwards of $2 million that was spent upgrading and refitting this boat throughout its life. That taken into account the recent price reductions, the overall quality of the boats. Really, it's one of those boats that don't come up all that often, and someone is going to snap this one up fairly quick. You can see in there it was the W4s that was done on the MTUs. The turbos were rebuilt. The paint has all been touched up. We have spare sets of propellers. Quite a remarkable boat and an opportunity for someone that's looking to purchase something in this size range. So there you go. I suggest you request the brochure for this and take a read through everything. There's too much for me to go through in this short review, so click on the request more info button and I'll send it off to you right away. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you again next time.